So here I am. I'm Ben Kovach. This is my workshop. I like to turn on my lathe. It's a Nova, belt driven. I love it. Usually I do bowls, but I do anything from rolling pins to you name it, boxes and vases and all sorts of different stuff. This is some sort of spalted. I think it might be maple. It's been sitting around for a long time. I decided to turn it. It's about 16 inches right now in diameter. I got to turn it at an offset until I get it down to the point where it can clear the lathe, just about there. This is my drying process. I'll rough turn it. I'll set them over here for a while. It's winter, so it'll be slow drying, but I put anchor seal on it to keep it moisture from coming out too fast and cracking. Here's some rough bowls. Here's some logs. These are some walnut, real green. There's some big walnut logs back there. I got some work ahead of me. Still got to cut those up a little bit more and seal them. There's some slices I'm going to use as some table settings. Go-kart. But this is my workshop. Got a lot of stuff in here. Kind of pull it out when I need to use. Usually, the less complicated stuff turning is like what I like to do for joy right now. So, I'm Ben Kovach, and this is my workshop. Okay, so here's that same, I believe, maple spalted bowl. Turned it down a little bit more. Got it on reverse. I've made a spot for my chuck to grab it. Still, this is still a rough turn. So a lot of times the wood is gonna create itself. You can see the bark here. That's the shape. I think I'm gonna go a little bit of a convex bowl on this one, so I can turn out that bark and then leave as much wood as left over. It's gonna look pretty cool. There's a lot of nice spalt in there. Just curious whether this is tiger or not. Got some cracks I got to turn out. I'll probably end the edge of the bowl right here. That way it's pretty stable. Up against these grains you get out here, and there's way too many growth rings with a small radius, and it tends to warp more there. So I'll probably bring it back here or more. I don't think these checks go much further. We'll find out. This one's probably been sitting for 4 years at least. So I'll show you a little bit more later. Okay, so back with this maple spalted. Spalted's tough. It tends to be more dry. It's tough to get it green. It's already started to turn, and all these are little microbacteria in here starting to rot the wood, basically, I believe. That's why I wear a mask when I do it. It can get you sick. But it's already pretty dry, so what I did is I just took some regular mineral oil. Use this a lot in my turning. I don't like using lacquer or anything. It's just beeswax and oil. Mineral oil. You can get it at Walmart or any place. Any pharmacy. So what I do is I put it on, let it soak into the wood. It's tough to see how rough it is. That's the end grain. So I'm going to let it soak in there, and I'm going to turn it out, and it should be a lot smoother. When you turn in bowls, you want to, from the outside, you want to go from the bottom out. When you're cutting, you got to picture all these wood strands on the end grain coming through like a stack of straws. That's the way I was taught. And then on the inside, when I get to it, I'm going to start from the outside and go in. I'm going to turn this up real quick. So here's that maple spalted bowl again. After the oil was on it, and I went and I turned it so it was soft. Still got a little bit of blowout that went deep from before. So I like to do the oil early, because some of these blowouts can extend, decent amount of distance. You can lose the size of your bowl. So that's looking pretty smooth. It's a lot better. Don't have much bark left, so I'll leave that for turning at a later date. And this side's pretty much done. I've got it all, roughed out. I'll treat it with oil again and just let it sit. And then in the future, after I turn the inside and let it sit for a little bit, make sure it doesn't warp, I'll be ready to finish turn it. Okay, here I am with that, I believe, maple spalted again. I got it set up over the bed. I got clearance, 16 inches or thereabouts. Show you how I do this here. Try to get this to work.
And later, the beautiful haunting music of a young Canadian who
let the chips fly. More or less, that's how you do it. Typically, I'd turn all the way into the bowl and make it deeper here and keep going, but I think I want to rough turn this in and leave a chuck here so I can grab it. Show you a little bit more of that, but turning out pretty good. I think I'm going to like it.
On the outskirts of Damascus, the BBC's Jim Muir had choosing a new legislature
today. Here you have the part that I can chuck onto. This chuck is set to the inside for grip. This one, I'm going to catch it from the outside. And I'm just going to turn this out to a wide depth of the bowl, probably, an inch, inch and a quarter. Burrow down in here. That way, if it's gonna relieve inner wood tensions, or if there's some moisture in there, to let that out and give it a chance to warp a little bit and stabilize. And then I can come back, grab it from here, turn the outside of it and finish it, sand it, finish the bottom so that the truck can grab it again, but it'll be finished sanded, and then flip it around. And then, basically have it like it is now, but finished. And then turn the rest of the inside and sand the inside, and then it's done. So, getting there. Looks like a UFO saucer right now. Okay, here we go. This is ready for drying now. So lots of shavings. Now you can see in the outside, I thought this piece was really old and really dry, but for whatever reason, maybe it isn't. I don't know. This is really wet right here. So, just kind of soaked. So it must not be that old. This is going to be a great looking bowl. Be a nice decorative piece. But here you go. It's, I'm in somewhere down here, leaving a good thick wall, so if it wants to warp and change shape, I can still turn off, and make it uniform again, both on the inside and outside. This is going to be, it's going to be a nice one.